I am Alec. I'm obviously not Tony. Unfortunately, Tony is out today, so you're stuck with me. But today, in this IDX webinar, we will be going over advanced techniques for peak performance in IDX Broker. So we're just going to go over some things that you may or may not be aware of in IDX Broker that can maybe take you to the next step. So instead of just beginning and getting your pages set up, here we'll delve deeper into adding some additional page content or some dynamic options, creating a custom search page and narrowing that down and narrowing our focus. So our agenda today is really on creating some search pages where people can still search, but it's a finer focus. Maybe you have a website and you want part of it to focus on rentals and part of it to focus on foreclosures or for sale properties, and you still want your visitors to be able to search, but you only want them to search within that specific area or specific criteria. So we'll set those up, which are some features in IDX Broker Platinum. We'll also go over making some dynamic page content so that each of these pages is going to be unique. You can add some header information that's unique to like the details of the property itself, maybe the address or the price, some items like that. And then we'll go over some agent page information. So if you have an office account and you want some different subheaders or some different information for each of your agents to be able to use, so maybe they'll put that on their business card and send people directly to their agent page. You may want that to look unique so that it almost looks like their own website, but it gives them some special content there to really stand out. So narrowing your focus. By default, your IDX Broker account pulls in all of the information that we get from your MLS. Sometimes this spans several states. It certainly spans different counties and different price ranges and styles, and there's a whole mess of information in there, which is great to have that all available, but it's not always convenient for a visitor just go into your site with all of this information and they don't know left from right, they don't know what they're looking at. So in a lot of our webinars, we will speak to creating community pages or neighborhood pages, saved links that have predefined searches built into them so that you can show people all of the waterfront homes or all of the $1 million houses or maybe all of the lots and lands. But here, I'm going to go ahead and log into my IDX Broker account, and I'm still going to give people the option to search, but I'm going to limit their search within a certain area. In this case, I'm actually going to choose foreclosures, which might be a link that I add onto my site so that they can still search for, a price range or a neighborhood or something like that, but they're only going to get those foreclosure properties. This is an IDX Broker Platinum only feature, but I can go ahead and go to Designs in my main navigation, Pages in my sub navigation, and then this section right up top here are all of the search pages provided by IDX Broker. Let's go here, and we're actually going to create a new page. And we're going to search the template I want this to look like when people actually hit this page. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this mobile first one right here. And I'm going to name this foreclosure because that's what it's about. It'll be easy for people to understand. It'll make sense to the Google bots searching this page. And when people land on it, they'll know what they're getting. So my page is there. Let's go over here. I'm going to make sure that I have a title. I can add meta description keywords whenever I want. Save those changes. So right now I'm looking for single family. That's fine. All this information is probably good. So definitely want my advanced fields on there. Let's save the changes. So once that's set up, we can actually go back to designs and pages. And I'm going to edit my foreclosure so that it only pulls in those foreclosure properties. So I'm going to edit the single family. And here are the options by default that are here. So if I want only foreclosure, I'm actually going to set a default here. So I'm going to set the default to foreclosure and hidden. That way this page will only be foreclosures and people won't be able to change that at all. I can move all of these options around, or I really don't care about that one. Save this. Then when I go back to pages, I've now set up this foreclosure. Now you can set the defaults for anything. You can have just a rental page if rentals are within all of your single family or items like that. And then I can actually just view this page. So here are my title, foreclosure properties, my URL. So let's just do just single stories. Oh, so here we go. I have 304 foreclosure in the demo data. That's a single story. Obviously, these pictures don't represent the actual properties, but there we go. So now, if I added this to my search bar, people could search straight for foreclosures, but they still have the options to add all these others. You could do one that's only duplexes or one that's only with pools. So that really gives you options to add new search pages for folks within specific areas or within specific criteria. So let's go ahead and build out a custom widget. I'm back into my control panel. I actually go Designs, Widgets, Create. In this case, we're going to do a subdivision one. So I'll just really quick go type of widget. I'm going to do a showcase. Properties to feature is going to be a custom search on this case. We're not going to do polygon because we're just doing this for light or platinum. We need advanced search because that gives us all of the options that we're going to want. And then here, if you want multiple options, you can actually just select the first one and then control select the second one, control select a third. So if you have multiple subdivisions, you can do that. And then I'm going to call this one is lot size because I don't have subdivision in this information. So lot size, 3 columns, I only want like 20 listings. Build out my widget, and there we go. So these are all the ones within those lot sizes that I set out specifically. Okay, so that's a nice simple way to do those. Let's see. So I have a page, and I have the details pages based off of those. Let's make them a little more unique. So by default, when I go to any of my pages, let's just go to my foreclosure page, and do that. I'm going to do a search. So I just have 404 results. This is pretty standard. Let's open this up. You see I have this heading up here. This normally isn't there. So normally, the only way I would really know any information about this property is I can look up in my address bar, and if I can figure out these, I can kind of figure out that I have an address in here. It's in Florida. I have my listing ID. But other than that, I have to search down here for any of this information. But I want people immediately when they get to this page to be able to see this so they know what they're looking at. So like, oh, well, really that's too high for me, or not really looking for Miami. I can go to the next property and say, oh, 85,000. Okay, that's easier. And it's right here, front and center, easy for people to find. This is also great for Google bots and for search engine robots to locate this information because it's in a heading tag. So let me show you how to add that really quick. I'm going to go back to IDX Broker. And I'm going to go to Designs, Pages, Details, and need to edit the subheader for my generic detail page. So I hit that. It's going to be, I must put it in Pages. So Details, Pages, hit that. You can see it's already active here. Let me clear this out so I can start from scratch. To add any of these, we're going to start with 2 beginning curly brackets. And as soon as I do that, it actually pulls up a list of all the options that I can pull in dynamically. So you'll see these just say address or city name or state, because depending on the page that these are actually on, depending on the actual property, these are going to change. I'm going to use property type, so this will be single family house, rental, condo, whatever the property type is. And then I can put some stuff that's not dynamic, so I can do a single family house in, let's do a city. City name. And then I'm going to put a price for listing price. When I have all of these, make sure that you select them and select heading 1. If it's just the regular paragraph text, our software won't recognize it and it will literally print these, which nobody wants that at the top of your page. Let's select those. I'm going to set those to heading 1. I'm going to save those changes. So now, let me open up one of these properties. Ignore this. And there it is, single family in Bal Harbour for $10.9 million. This is great, makes stuff stand out. You can also add other things in these subheaders for details, but this is going to be the details page for every single property you have. So if you put an image here, it may not be appropriate for all the properties. For that, you might actually want to do a saved link. So if you have a saved link specifically for Bal Harbour, you could put a picture of the neighborhood or a picture of one of the neighborhoods in the city. You could do some surrounding stuff. You could type some text that really sells that area and why someone might want to live there. But this is just, I don't need that many spaces. Just some things to make these pages stand out a little bit more. You're also going to want to make sure that you change all the preferences in each of these so that even your advanced search in the SEO settings has the correct information. For instance, mine doesn't have a page title, so it'll just take the page title of your wrapper, which in my case is probably just called wrapper, which is no good. So advanced property search. And then you can add some meta tags there too. So make sure these are all set just for SEO settings. And that'll make each of these pages more unique as well. Also, not an advanced search, but on some of your results pages, you can actually change what the URL looks like and what the title looks like. So let's do, let's edit that details pages again. So here's that detail page. Here's the actual title text. I can change the description here. So this isn't stuff that will print on the page, but this will change your URL and this will change what the bots see or what people will see when they do a Google search and it has a little blurb underneath the results. So you can change these. You can type in the curly brackets if you want, or here, there's actually easier ways. You can just click these links over here. A pop-up will come up and you can just add your items that way. These all have save buttons at the bottom that you'll want to hit so that you don't lose those. And agent pages. If you have an office account, you really want to showcase each of these agents. They're all different. They all have different strengths. They may have different markets that they work in or different expertise. Maybe somebody works in only $1 million homes or somebody works in a certain neighborhood. Well, once people get to their page, you may want them to stand out. You want them to get to know them, maybe a little more personal. Built into the office pages, each agent has essentially their own page. So here we have the agents of me and Becky. If we go to our bio page, you can see there's a big old picture of me, some of my contact information. Then these are the listings that are actually my listings that my demo agent is selling. So right there, I could give this address up here to somebody and they'd go straight to my listings. Don't mess around, just here we go. Let me go back and I can actually change a bunch of content up at this top part to make this really yell me. And you can even have any of the IDX Broker pages tagged with this specific user ID. And then those will also have maybe my contact information, picture of me, a little blurb about me. You can put all that up here too, so that when they hit an advanced search page that has my ID on it, it'll show that information as well. Also, that tag will stay with them if they're one of my leads. So if they've signed up with an IDX Broker as a lead and I'm the agent that they're speaking to, then that will always have that information up there. It's a little bit of extra specialization that's kind of handy. Let's go back into IDX Broker, and I can go back to Users, Agents Manage. Let's go ahead and edit me. Then this information is going to be in the subheader. At the top of the subheader page, it actually tells you what you can put at the end of a URL to make it show this subheader and to make it belong to this agent. Mine is agent header ID equals 61438. The ID obviously is always going to be different. So you can just tag an advanced search page with that. You can tag details pages. You can tag results pages. You can even make saved links that go to specific agents. Add in one for Isabel. Okay. Let's do this heading 1. Save changes. Visit the search page with Isabel's number on it. So this is what it'll do. There's just something weird with that demo page. So this has Isabel's agent ID on it, and boom, there is a subheader just for her. So here I could put images or videos or whatever like that. So there that is. We will see you guys at the next webinar. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you do have any questions, please send them to help@idxbroker.com. You can find out our additional webinars at IDX Broker, and then just find that webinar link right there. And there'll be a bunch more. We do a webinar every week. Again, thanks for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your week.